Good afternoon, intuitives. Yes, I was unable to post a video yesterday. I was actually on the phone with an old friend of mine from high school that I haven't talked to in 10 years. He's someone that, I was very close to at the time, and we drifted apart after college as he moved around a lot and I moved around a lot. But he said the same things about this area. Further proof that I'm not completely mad. That or there's mass hysteria because others are seeing what I see. You're not crazy if you see the pink elephant. If everybody can see the pink elephant, other people can see the pink elephant. I've also noticed that I have not done an INFJ video in a while. I've also been preoccupied because there were some changes that needed to be made to my modeling website, which have been made, and it is now up for those of you that wish to view it. The link is in the About section of the channel, right below the links to donate to the channel, because, you know, the ad revenue thing is down again because YouTube doesn't like, well, we're going to create this so everybody can make a channel, independent content. I heard Chad Hurley say this in the 90s, as I've said before. I knew about YouTube before there was this thing as a YouTube because I knew Chad Hurley as an acquaintance because his mother was my teacher and he used to give talks about YouTube all the time. And this was his dream. And now it's like pretty much like, YouTube sponsored by CNN, just another venue to promote status quo, corporatist, neoliberalism, fall in line. When in doubt, ask a boomer kind of thing. Not that all boomers are bad, but, they are the ones that created this corporate neoliberal mess, because they were behind the Reagan Revolution and the whole Bill Clinton DLC thing. And they're the ones, by and large, still in power. So, Gen X is being robbed of their turn of the wheel. The wheel's supposed to turn every 20 years. The boomers came in the 80s and it's the 2020s and they're still there. Some of them clinging on for dear life because they know when it's, when they lose power, it's going to come out about like how bad this neoliberal corporate system is. And this video is getting demonetized hard and quick. No limited revenue for this one. This will be a straight up no. But I'll digress from my rants and get to my point. So yeah, you can check out my website if you want. And there's the links to donate. And subscribing is free, and so is commenting and liking, and that helps the algorithm. Trying to help the algorithm to get the message of this channel out, and I guess pictures in my underwear will help. Although I wish I had time to do with juice cleanse and diuretics. I'm holding a little water in those pictures, and it makes me feel unsure of myself. It's like I look a little fat, and I don't like that. But nonetheless, they have to be up. So, now that I've rambled on for 3 minutes, this video is about 5 things INFJs do when we are betrayed and feel betrayed. What does an INFJ do when we're betrayed? Well, we scream and yell and, feed the betrayer to a dragon. Nah, that's TV. We scream and yell and then we go hex the person. No, wait, that's just me. Okay, a normal INFJ, not a fictional one or me. So, 5 things that an INFJ does after a betrayal. Number 1, let the emotions sink in. It's terrible feeling to try to figure out. So obviously the first thing going through the INFJ's mind is, why did this person betray me? Because due to our trust issues and how we are very selective of who we open up to, we probably vetted this person that we opened up to, like pretty good. We don't just open up. It was probably a week's, or I don't know, maybe they chased us for a month before we let them in. And INFJs are very upfront about who we are and what we're looking for and what we're about. We just kind of let it all out there. Let our freak flag fly. It's like, well, I don't do one-night stands, and I'm a demisexual, and when it comes to relationships, I'm like an all-or-nothing kind of guy, and, my body counts in the single digits, unless you're counting succubi. Oh, yeah, and I'm a witch, so, all that comes out pretty quick. Wait, you're not running away? You're a witch too? So there's a vetting process before we open up. And we try to see what, if the other person's on the same page as we are, because we're not going to bullshit somebody and we're not going to change. So when this betrayal comes, it's like, It's like, I thought, in this situation, the person betraying us, it's like, you told me I was what you're looking for, and you didn't find another me, because there's not many me. So why are you betraying me? And I was good. I watched all my rants, and I didn't start any fights with anybody. And yeah, questions like this come up, and it'll be about the wrong things. We'll blame ourselves, like, what didn't I do good enough, or what did I say that was taken the wrong way? Because that does happen a lot to us. Like, oh, did my words not come out right again? Because that happens. And we'll overthink. Really, let emotions sink in. Let's be honest, INFJs. Step one is NITI loop. And then after we get out of it, and that could be a couple days, couple weeks, who knows? Depends on how shitty your life is at the moment and how bad you feel betrayed, or how stupid you feel for letting the person in the first place, because we'll do that too. Number 2 is confront the betrayer. Ooh, confront time. And this can be hard for some INFJs. It's not for me, at least not anymore, and hasn't been in a long time. This is when we're like, damn it, I want to know the truth. Like, I am owed that much. Tell me what happened and why. And that's really the only way we can get past this sense of betrayal, because we feel stupid as well as betrayed. And to deal with these emotions, to put the pieces of that puzzle together, we must know why it happened. Because even though intuitively we can get some of them together, it's like, that don't make sense. There's something missing. Let me think about this real hard. Oh, wait, I'm back in an NITI loop. I must confront the person, because I finally realized after weeks of overthinking that I didn't do anything wrong. So now I'm going to go confront the person and see if I can get the truth out of them. Like a little clue for when it's not you, if you like try to ask for the truth and the other person won't even look you in the eye. Yeah, that means they're ashamed, whether they want to admit it or not. A little trick of the trade. So confrontation is important. It can be tough because it can, it makes all the assumptions fall into place. You then know, assuming they're telling the truth, of what happened, and then you can move past it. Because at least then, whether it hurts still or not, or, whether you wish you could change it or not, at least after the confrontation, assuming the person's telling the truth, you can at least know the why. And it's like, ugh. Yeah, which might make you do one of those, like, no, yeah, this person played me. They're not who they claim to be. It's like, ew, I don't want you anymore. That kind of thing. Or, you're a liar, or you're fake, or, you're a whore, or whatever it may be. There'll be something when all the pieces come together that, you'll, as an INFJ, there'll be something where we can, like, oh, that I can't get, red line, can't get past it. It's like, ugh. Now I'm mad at myself forever, like, even considering this kind of thing. I've been there more than a couple times. Though you don't always get to that point. Sometimes, every once in a while, situations just don't make sense. Just don't make sense. And then you'll descend into madness and manic laughter trying to figure it out. That happened to me recently-ish. Anyway. Number 3, you got to listen and you got to understand. It's important to listen to what your betrayer has to say with an open heart. In other words, because we are such people of integrity and empathy, we will give our betrayer a chance to tell the truth. It's like, this is, we've confronted you now, why, tell us why what happened. Like, an INFJ, it's like, look, an INFJ will even be like, look, I'm not even trying to change things. Like, I accept what happened, that things have changed, but it's like, you got to tell me why. Because then, as I said, an INFJ will be very cautious and upfront about, like, what they're looking for and if the other person's on the same page. And we'll usually give people we're opening up to, like, several outs. It's like, look, if you're not sure about this, bail now. Like, I'm not invested yet. Bail now. It specifically hurts when that person keeps reassuring you that they want something deep and something real. And because we're bad at small talk and, because we're introverts, the other person in this scenario, assuming they're an extrovert, will be the one to control the conversation. Will be the one, who controls how deep the conversation goes, how fast. And Especially if they get the INFJ to open up, given our trust issues, it's like, why did you get me to open up? Give me back my secrets, kind of thing. And it's like, if you weren't sure about this, and or if you already made up your mind that it wasn't going to happen, it's like, what were you doing getting me to open up? You have no right to do that. Like, I wasn't going to hold a grudge if you bailed before I opened up, but you insisted that I opened up, kind of thing. Yeah, that situation. But nonetheless, listen, understand, not every situation is an intentional manipulation of your trust. Some are honest mistakes, and some are unforeseen things like somebody's ex returning out of nowhere or things like that. They're occasionally that can happen, but usually it's because somebody the other person was being dishonest, and or they're being manipulated by third parties, depending on what type of person they are. And because we are INFJs, they could, manipulation of third parties, we're going to call that like their friends. But there could also be narcissists on an agenda who just want to see the INFJ miserable. The type that like we might passive aggressively call out from time to time and try to avoid as much as we can, but seem to have a grudge with us because we can see them for who they are and they fear us just ripping that mask right off. Yeah. And they just don't like to see us happy, especially if we have something they don't. A lot of narcissists are like, I don't have it, you can't have it. Nobody's allowed to have anything that I don't have. Me, 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 me. I should have everything. The most money, the most love, the most stuff, everything. So anything that anyone gets, especially you, and if it's something that you want and you look happy and I'm miserable and I don't have it, you can't have it and I'm going to take it from you. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So beware of that. Somebody else, a third party with an agenda, with a machination they're trying to set in motion, and you may be the main obstacle between that narcissist or that borderline and them getting what they want. And as I've said in many other videos, they will do anything to get what they want. I didn't hit the right part of the couch. That really hurt. Number 4, keep in mind, actions speak louder than words. Is this the first time this person has betrayed you? Is this a pattern of behavior for this person? What, if anything, do you know about their past? Were they open about telling you about their past? Or, was it like, whispers at the bus stop? I heard about nights out in the schoolyard. Found out about you. Ultimate betrayal song, by the way. Found Out About You by the Gin Blossoms. Even though I can't sing anymore, I had to get that in because the song just perfectly fits it. That kind of thing. And are you going to give this person a second chance or not? Which we rarely do as INFJs, and I did a whole video on that, which you should go watch. But try to figure out, actions speak louder than words. Is this a pattern of behavior for this person? And this could be maddening for an INFJ because it's like, should I have saw this coming? What of my intuition did I ignore? Or, and sometimes, this will happen where the person is open about their past and they'll be like, look, I'm trying to get away from all that. And someone who made major changes in their life, like cut people out of their life, moved to a different place, like, look, this is stuff I'm not proud of in my past, but I want to get away from that. And I know how to like be the person I want to be now. INFJs being empaths will understand that. But is it true? Or is it all just an act? It's like, this is what I want people to see me as, but it's not real. This is where you figure that part out, where the actions speak louder than words. And I'm going to add this. Is the betrayer showing you any empathy for their betrayal? Do they feel bad at all? Because if they don't, then you got to run like hell away, because that's bad. So, and it's also where you pay attention. Are they doing this of their own free will, or are they being coerced? Is there coercive control and groupthink involved? But even if there is, they should still be showing you empathy, especially if they were the aggressor in getting something to happen between the two of you. Because as we all know, INFJs, we don't make first moves ever. Well, not ever, but rarely. Very don't like it. Unless we know it's a sure thing. And even then, we don't like making a first move. So pay attention to that. Number 5, it's the important one. It's okay to remove them from your life. And, door slam. Yeah, infamous door slam. I got a point I forgot to add. Was this person upfront about their betrayal, like, or were they just gonna, like, you know, kind of lead you on and then ghost you, which is childish and wrong, and then just door slam them? But you know, sometimes they can be, you know, at least people that can be like, look, this happened, I messed up, like, you need to know about this kind of thing. At least that's respectable, and there's some integrity to owning up to one's mistakes and betrayal. But yes, 5 is essentially the infamous INFJ door slam. So when somebody betrays you in a way that was described thus far in this video, and they often will defend or justify their actions because, you know, especially if they're in like a narcissistic clique, because, you know, empathy and integrity and rights and everything are only for them, and everybody else just exists to serve them. So the same courtesy that they should be given, you don't earn, because, you know, double standards, tautology kind of shit. That's when you door slam and cut that person out, act as if they never existed, and go away. Just, you know, if they try to come back, I suggest push them away. Maybe there's a rare exception to that rule, assuming they like actually changed a lot. Usually there are very rare exceptions to the door slam, because it's usually justified, because somebody's trying to manipulate you and tell you what you want to hear to get what they want, you know, and that could be any number of things. But there can be, and I'll be, you know, judicious here, there can be a few situations where if the betrayal is happening because of coercive control, and the betrayer has removed themselves from the borderline, from the narcissist, from those coercing them, then maybe, but they have to be like completely no contact with these people, then maybe. But you have to trust your intuition, double trust it, well, I mean, double check it, and see if you want to trust it, and pay attention to every little thing your intuition says if you're going to talk to this person and open up to them, and see how they act, and notice if they are acting differently when they are away from, you know, the people coercing them, kind of thing. So it's very tricky, and only you can decide who deserves a second chance. Remember, you owe nobody a second chance, because, well, these are the same people that tell us that we don't deserve a fair chance because we're not in the in crowd, kind of thing. You have the free will to decide who you open up to, who you want to associate with, and the hell with what, you know, the status quo is and the click thing is. I've never abided by it, and I suggest you don't either, because it's crap. I hope this video was enlightening for all of you INFJs, because we've all been betrayed more than the average person, and no matter what, it hurts every single time, sometimes worse than others. So trust your intuition about who to open up to. Don't sell out your integrity trying to win someone over who's clearly lying to you. And please like and subscribe, donate to the channel, and if you want to, you can go check out my professional modeling site, because I'm back in the game.